title suggests, we're doing pineapple sorrel for the Christmas season. And this is probably the, I'm guessing 6 or 7 sorrel recipes I have on CaribbeanPot.com now. Most recently, about a couple days ago, you would have seen me make the sorrel syrup where I added guava. Today it's all about the pineapple. Here I have 4 cups of dried sorrel. That is what I can source here in Canada. I've got 3 bay leaves, some orange peel, dried orange peel, a couple slices of ginger. We've got clove and we've got a stick of cinnamon. What I want to impress on you all is with the pineapple, if you're not going to peel it, I'm not going to peel it because I want the sort of flavor from the skin and everything else. Pineapple feels is sprayed with chemicals, so if you're using the skin and everything, I have washed this several times. I've really scrubbed it down, and then I'm going to trim off the top. We don't need the top part here, but I'm going to cut this up into slices. I'm not going to core it. I'm going to leave the core in there and everything else. There's a lot of flavor in there. So again, if you're using the skin as I am, please wash it thoroughly. Or even if you do get the organic stuff, because you never know, man, they can probably still spray it. Who knows what happens in shipping and stuff like that. Wash it really good or peel it. Get rid of the skin, that's fine as well too. In your big stock pot or soup pot, all you want to do is put all of that dried sorrel in there. Yes, you can do the same recipe with fresh sorrel. Again, this is what I have available to me here, so this is why you see me using it. Next up, we've got all of those flavor enhancers, which is the bay leaf. I'll just quickly remind you, so we've got the ginger, the bay leaf, the stick of cinnamon, and dried orange peel. And the dried orange peel, if you don't have it and you want to put slices of fresh orange in here, you can do that as well. A nice big orange, slice it up. Well, again, wash it and slice it up and put it in here. The last thing we want to add now, well, a couple more things. We need water in here, and we also need the pineapple. So I'm just going to cut up the pineapple quickly. Just want to remove the bottom part here. Yeah, that could go in the rubbish. And of course, like I said, we can remove the top part, move all that over. Just to make it easier for me to slice, I'm going to slice it down the center, and that is why I cut the bottom here, is to have something that it will rest flat. Now that we have, I got to give this a little smell, and I love the smell of pineapple. And all you want to do is cut it open like so and toss those pieces in there, yeah? So all we got to do is toss those pieces in there, and I'm just going to continue cutting them up and adding it to the pot. And just about 1 centimeter or so thick. You don't really need to go anything thicker, because at the end of the day, we're just going to cook all of this down. I just want all of those flavors to come together. Of course, I'm going to save a slice here for me to snack on. And as we did in the previous recipe, we need 12 cups of water. Actually, I'm going to put 13 cups of water because I want this to reduce a couple. Maybe we'll lose maybe a cup or 2 during the sort of boiling process. So we're going to bring this up to a boil. I'm going to add 13 cups of water. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce it to a bit of a rolling boil or a simmer, more like a simmer than anything else. And you want that to go for about 25 to 35 minutes. In goes the last of the water. Yeah. And we're gonna hit that stove, and we're gonna bring that up to a boil. It's been about 5 minutes, and you can see it's starting to come up to a boil. So what I'm gonna do is give that a mix. What I wanted to mention earlier, and I think I forgot to mention it, with the clove and the cinnamon, the bay leaf, the orange peel, the ginger, you would have noticed that I didn't go overboard with any one of those, because I don't, the main point is to really enhance or just enhance the natural flavors of the pineapple and the dried sorrel, and not to overpower it. So that is why I didn't go too heavy with it. So you see we've got that bubble going. I'm going to reduce it to a simmer. I'm going to tuck everything down and let that simmer. It's been about 35 minutes. So all I'm going to do now is shut off the stove and allow this to steep. And most likely I'll allow it to steep overnight. Now here's the thing, what I want you all to pay attention to here. The pineapple, as well as the sorrel, which has been rehydrated. You can see it's been rehydrated. That when we strain it, if you wanted to keep that back, allow it to cool completely, peel the pineapple pieces, and if you head over to caribbeanpot.com, I have a recipe for making sorrel jam. It will probably call Roselle jam or Roselle jelly, but if you wanted to use that for making that jam, I urge you to head over there. I allowed it to steep overnight, but you don't need to until it's lukewarm and you can handle it to strain it. And that's what you need to do. You need to strain everything. And in straining, what I would recommend you also do is get a cheesecloth, and you want to put especially the pieces of pineapple, because that will be saturated with all that flavor and all that juice, and you want to squeeze it. And you will be required to strain it a couple times. So make sure and squeeze it really good when you're I didn't have someone here to film me doing it, and it was turning out to be pretty messy. This is why I didn't do it, but I'll explain all of this over at caribbeanpot.com. So we've got the strained and pressed and everything else. And I remember I said if you wanted the sort of recipe for using the pineapple and the sorrel petals that we rehydrated to make a jam or jelly, head over to caribbeanpot.com. I've got that there. It's a great way to make use of it. I mean, if you even want to make a chutney with it, you can make a chutney with it. The liquid is here, strained, and all those things I mentioned there. I've got a whisk, and I've got some sugar. We've got to sweeten this now. It's plain old white granulated sugar, and how much sugar you use is totally up to you. I usually serve this with ice, so I know it's going to get diluted. So 2 cups of sugar, and if it's still lukewarm, you'll find that the sugar will dissolve easier. You'll need a whisk, and all you would do is whisk that. And what I would recommend is when you're serving it, serve it with a slice of pineapple or a slice of lemon. In my case, I like lemon in here, and you can see we've got that nice little froth happening there. That's a good sign that we made a good sorrel drink, and it's pineapple. Yo man, nice things happen in here. Anyhow, you want to chill this. I would recommend chilling it. Make sure to dissolve all the sugar. Chill it, serve it with a wedge of pineapple, or in my case, like I said, I like it with a wedge of lemon. So just before I go in, I squeeze and I drink. Storage in the fridge at least a month. It'll be fine. Yeah, I didn't realize that the entire thing went dark there. I apologize about that. I wasn't paying attention to the monitor of the camera. But you can see what happened. I think it's after I added the sugar, the white balance got thrown off in the video there. But anyhow, in the fridge at least a month. It won't last a month. We all know we love sorrel, especially around Christmas time. And again, serve it with ice, because and you can tailor the sort of sweetener that you use, from sugar to agave to all those different things. If you want to use brown sugar or raw cane sugar, whatever sweetener you want to use, and in the amounts that you like using. Remember, less is better, because later on you can add more if you want it. I'm just going to strain this one more time into the container that I'm using and toss it in the fridge. I am known to be a bit messy, so I apologize if you guys see a mess happening here in progress. But yeah, I expected that much. But anyhow, I'm filling up my container, and I'm going to stick that in the fridge. But of course, I'm going to serve myself a small glass of this as well. Look at the mess I'm making. Cheese and grapes. Definitely not your traditional sorrel drink, but the pineapple sorrel drink will be a hit this holiday season. I guarantee you that. I do hope you get an opportunity to give this one a try. It will last a couple of months in the fridge, and the big jar I will keep there, and whenever I need a little sip, I will continue sipping the one container on the sort of the right side there. That's going to be in the upstairs fridge. Give it a try. Happy holidays. All right, I go on.